No explosion, no screaming, no collapse caught on camera. Just a quiet moment and a small decision no one else sees, because the most dangerous line after World War III is not drawn with weapons or borders. It is drawn silently inside your own head. After the bombs, after the silence, after routines slowly return, there comes a moment no one prepares for. When survival begins to require choices that once felt unthinkable, not dramatic or heroic, just deeply uncomfortable. Day 1 tests fear, Day 2 tests judgment, Day 3 tests patience. But this moment tests identity, because once the moral line moves, it rarely moves back. And this is where people don't just survive the collapse, they become part of it. The first moral line is crossed when survival stops being shared and becomes selective. When you ask yourself whether to help or to protect what's yours. Both feel reasonable, but only one quietly changes who you are. It doesn't start with violence or cruelty, it starts small, ignoring a call for help. Staying silent when misinformation spreads, letting someone fail because it benefits you. And that small justified choice becomes the first line you never fully erase. People don't cross the moral line because they are evil. They cross it because they are tired, hungry, responsible for others. And pressure doesn't reward compassion, it rewards efficiency. Your brain begins to calculate resources, risk, exposure. Unpredictability, helping others feels dangerous because unpredictability gets people killed. And this logic feels correct, but it is not free. Once you justify crossing the first line, the second feels easier. Then the third, and each time something subtle disappears, empathy dulls, suspicion sharpens. And you survive while slowly losing recognition of yourself. True survivors don't enjoy crossing moral lines, they pause and feel the weight of it. Predators adapt too fast and stop questioning, because the danger isn't making hard choices. It's making them without reflection. When enough people cross their own moral lines, communities quietly change. Trust becomes transactional, help becomes conditional, cooperation fades into silence, and no one announces it. You simply feel it in the way people stop looking at each other. Americans are taught independence, self-reliance, and protecting your own. Values that save lives early, but after collapse they can isolate people into quiet moral bubbles where survival feels justified. And responsibility feels optional. There is a difference between choosing not to help and choosing not to care. One preserves life while the other erodes it, and survival without humanity doesn't end with safety. It ends with a world no longer worth surviving. The longest-lasting survivors don't deny the moral line exists. They acknowledge it and set personal rules. Clear boundaries and rare exceptions, crossing lines consciously instead of casually. Before every hard decision, real survivors ask one question: if this choice becomes normal, who do I become? And that question doesn't make decisions easier, it makes them intentional. History shows the same pattern after every collapse. Those who last are not the cruelest. They are the most disciplined, protecting life when possible, withdrawing when necessary, and never fully abandoning their humanity. World War III would not only destroy cities, it would test what replaces them. And the first moral line decides whether what comes next is a rebuilt society or a hardened system beyond repair. Survival will demand hard choices, but it should never demand that you forget who you are. And if this video made you pause or feel uncomfortable, that is the point, so subscribe to The Last 72 Hours. Share this with someone you would want beside you when choices stop being easy, because this is The Last 72 Hours.